And the first of the runners heading into the stalls. First couple in, One of a Pair and Bowdler's Magic. Next up is Four Nations, loading up quickly here, half the field in. In goes Yorkshireman. Just two to go. Duke's Den in the black and yellow, and Red Skipper will complete the line. All in. And they're off. The extended 2 miles. Bowdler's Magic in the white and purple, and Four Nations in no hurry, leaving the stalls in this Compare the Odds at Bookmakers.com handicap. And Yorkshireman leads up as they slide under the judge for the first time at a steady gallop. And he rounds the first turn about a length ahead of One of a Pair. Break of a couple of lengths then to Duke's Den, tracking the leading pair with Four Nations black cap wide of a keen-going Red Skipper red sleeve jacket, and Bowdler's Magic under Tony Atkinson looking on from a last place. Down the back straight then for the first time at the end of a quarter of a mile, and Yorkshireman being allowed to do his own thing out in front by 3 parts of a length to One of a Pair. And then Duke's Den just about holding out third place, shadowed by Four Nations, back to Red Skipper, and finally Bowdler's Magic. There'd be some 8 lengths from first to last as they reach the midpoint in the back straight a first time. And the consistent Yorkshireman in pursuit of a third course and distance win, lobbing along in front from One of a Pair, now in the hands of Sylvester de Souza. Duke's Den, white sleeves, Liam Canary up the inner of the white-faced Four Nations under Dane O'Neill. He's chasing a Tapeta double this evening. Couple lengths then to Red Skipper and Hayley Turner, and a similar margin to Bowdler's Magic at the tail of the field. Beginning the sweep from the back, first time, and heading at this still leisurely pace towards the end of their first circuit. Yorkshireman continuing to dictate terms here. One of a Pair in closest attendance, then Duke's Den, Four Nations, 3 lengths to Red Skipper and a couple to Bowdler's Magic. Top of the straight, and about 9 furlongs still to travel at this point. Yorkshireman, on what has been an up and down day for jockey Jack Garrity, looking for an across the card double. Had a fall earlier in the evening. In front here at present. Will lead under the judge second time around from One of a Pair, Duke's Den, Four Nations, Red Skipper and Bowdler's Magic, and that in truth has been pretty much the order since the moment the gates opened. Heading away towards the far side once more, and Yorkshireman by a half length now to One of a Pair. Duke's Den right around the inside of Four Nations. Red Skipper, who pulled hard early, back last but one. And Bowdler's Magic is being given a very patient ride, but is firmly in touch as they head off down the back straight. And the gallop still at no more than medium. Be a bit of a dash to the last half mile or so. Yorkshireman from One of a Pair. Four Nations on the outer of Duke's Den. Now the tempo increasing. Bowdler's Magic purple cap moving around the outer of Red Skipper. Yorkshireman squeezed along in front, asked to try and stretch the field, but they're well stacked up now, and Yorkshireman's headed by One of a Pair. Four Nations moving around the outer to challenge. Duke's Den shaken up in a bit of a pocket. Bowdler's Magic circling the field. Yorkshireman now no better than fourth as they head off to the crown of the bend. Red Skipper is last of all inside the 3, and Four Nations, the black cap, has travelled up strongly on the outside of One of a Pair. Bowdler's Magic moving off in pursuit. Yorkshireman seemingly one pace. Duke's Den is outpaced. Red Skipper hasn't picked up, and Four Nations kicks for home. Dane O'Neill sends him on, asks him to stretch. Bowdler's Magic now moving up to dispute second with One of a Pair. Just over a furlong to go, and Four Nations is the one to catch. 3 lengths ahead of Bowdler's Magic. Duke's Den is running on a little from the rear into fourth place behind One of a Pair. Four Nations, though, is grinding this one out. It'll be an across the card double for George Baker and a Tapeta double for Dane O'Neill as Four Nations wins readily from Bowdler's Magic, Duke's Den, One of a Pair, Yorkshireman, and finally Red Skipper.
First, number 1, Four Nations. Second, number 2. Third, number 4. And fourth, number 6. The full result of our final race, the Compare the Odds at Bookies.com handicap. First, number 1, Four Nations. Second, number 2, Bowdler's Magic. Third, number 4, Duke's Den. And fourth, number 6, One of a Pair. The distances 2.5 lengths and